Hi, this is Dr. Melissa Johnson from White's Equine Veterinary Services, and I'm here today to help you learn how to do a TPR on your horse, or a temperature, pulse, and respiration. This is important to know in case your horse is acting abnormal. Say, for instance, they are not wanting to eat or seem depressed. You can easily check for a fever. Or if they seem colicky and they're not wanting to eat, it's good to know what their heart rate is, which would be the pulse. The normal temperature for a horse is somewhere between 99 and 101.5 degrees. So they do run a little bit hotter than humans. We do not consider a fever until they reach 102 degrees Fahrenheit. The normal pulse for a horse is typically somewhere between 30 and 38 beats per minute. The typical respirations for a horse are somewhere between 12 and 18 breaths per minute. And we will now go through how to assess each of those things. It's important to have the right equipment. You can pick up a human digital thermometer at any pharmacy, and that works just as well for your horse. Or White's Equine is currently putting together emergency packs that you can pick up from our office that will include both a thermometer and potentially a stethoscope if you want one. You can contact our office for more information about that. So, when you want to take the temperature of your horse, we do have to take that rectally, which I know seems unpleasant, but I promise it's not that bad. You can use a little bit of lubrication if you need to, and what we typically do is just give your horse a nice little scratch on the butt so they know that you're there to be friendly. It's not good to stand directly behind them, just in case they do get fidgety. Stand a little bit off to the side, and then you just want to lift their tail a bit and stick your thermometer into the rectum. And then just press the button and wait for that to beep, and that will tell you what their temperature is. And our horse here today is at 99.1, and that's totally normal. Now, to move on for doing a pulse, the best place to check your horse's pulse or their heartbeat is in what I would kind of call their armpit area. So that's right behind their front leg, up on the chest wall behind the elbow. In many horses, you can actually just put your hand here and feel their heart beating. And if you do have a stethoscope, you can check it very easily that way as well. It is important to remember with the stethoscope to put the earpieces into your ears correctly. Just remember that the earpiece is pointing forward means that you will be able to hear. Forward means go. Backwards, you're not going to hear anything. All right, stethoscope in. And again, we're going to place the bell just right behind the horse's elbow on the chest wall. And then you can count their heartbeats for about 6 to 10 seconds. And then multiply that out to a minute. Just as easy as that, and most horses have no problem with that whatsoever. Now, one of the hardest things to do is to count your horse's respiratory rate, or how often they're breathing. And that's because a horse who is normal and comfortable and at rest, you can barely see when they're breathing. I usually tell people to not look at the body wall, because it's very hard to see this moving, but to actually look up here at the flank. And our model today is a little bit chunkier, so that makes it even harder. But often you can see their flank moving or see their chest wall rise at the edge. And you have to be very patient for respiratory rate, and you just want to count how often they're breathing in and out. And again, that's quite slow compared to us, only about 12 to 18 breaths per minute. You can try to watch their nostrils, but again, unless your horse is breathing very hard and nostril flaring, that's not often very helpful. And don't worry, if you have a hard time counting your horse's respiratory rate, we won't often expect that of you. So that's how we do a TPR on your horse. I think the most important thing is to be comfortable getting a temperature on your horse, because if you call us with an emergency at White's Equine, we very often will ask as a first question, does your horse have a fever? So please contact our office if you'd like to purchase one of our emergency kits, or if you have any questions about this video. Thank you.